Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to explain a benchwork system that allows you to build any layout, any shape, size, and form that you want. I want to talk first about the construction and the parts involved. Then I'm going to show how you can design a layout that fits into any room with the same system. We're going to go through the scalable dimensions, the ones that you can choose and customize. Then we'll go into the options and how you can actually build it with my tool. And lastly, how to get the tool. The construction of my last layout was fairly complex and a lot of work. And now that I'm going to move to another house, I need to tear it all down. For my new layout, I want something easy and quick to build, so I created this tool to do just that. To showcase all the options and possibilities, I made this 1:5 scale model. So this is the model. Let's have a look. We start with 2 legs, and then we connect them with a supporting brace to give more rigidity. And then we have the back wall that goes on first. It rests on the legs, so there's no real need to fix it. Next is the module. The module just rests on top of the legs, just like that. It clamps in between the braces on the legs, so there's no real need to secure it with screws or glue. But you can, of course. Then we put on the light fascia on top. This is an option. And on top of that, as last, we put on the dust board. So that's one module. If you want more, just repeat the process as such. So leg, backboard, module, fascia, dust cap. So one important design feature I want to explain is how it all connects together. So as you see in the leg, there is a gap here, which has the width of two plywood thicknesses. So one module would stick like this, and then the second module would squeeze right in there, clamping the two together. So what to do if you have an end module? In the end module, you don't want this to be sticking out. So it's very easy. It's a very flexible design. You can just put two of these braces right here, and then it would squeeze right in there. Snug fit. And then your end module would look like this. Very nice. And then you can choose to have your backboard still align with this line, or just end at the end of the leg. So elaborating a bit on that, you can make all kinds of shapes and forms. Here's one module. You can have a module that has a shape like this. They don't all have to be the same size. You can have a nice rounded corner module as well to just fill it in. But no one says the modules all have to be the same width. You can have one module like this, and then perhaps if you want a lift bridge or something like that, you can have a smaller module fit in right here. And it would all work with the same leg principle. This one, you would obviously just need to make a skinnier leg to support the piece. So continuing on that line of thought, you could have one here at the end, as we already said. You can have one here just to hold it up. 1, 2, 3, just like that. And then you can have a corner. You can just make a corner. It just squeezes in, voila. Obviously, you want to put some legs right here. And then you can add an extra leg here with some added support. Because also, if you have fascia, you do want to have some kind of way to hold it up, as the fascia would go up here, something like this. Doesn't look amazing and easy, super duper easy to design, because these are the same shape, the legs are the same shape. That's it. It's just where you install the braces on the bottom, how you can eventually put it all together. So now let's have a look at the variable dimensions of the modules themselves. Obviously, you have the total width of the module, you have the depth of the module, and then you have a number of support frames inside. You can choose that number. And then you can choose the thickness of this material and the thickness of the inner supports as well. The baseboard is optional, as some people might just want to work with the skeleton frame, and the thickness of the baseboard can be chosen as well. So that was the module itself. Now let's look at the adjustable dimensions of the benchwork. The most important one is the track height. So in my case, that is the height where the track is laid on. So in this scenario, it will be the top of this plywood to the floor. If you don't want plywood and just want to make use of the skeleton structure underneath, then it would automatically be calculated from the skeleton to the floor. There is also a feature to add foam. Let's assume this is the pink foam. That will be added, and then it would automatically be calculated the track height from the top of the pink foam to, again, the floor. If you add a composition for adjustable leg, because it's always handy to have these screw out adjustable legs on the bottom of your legs, but this takes a certain height. that there's a way to compensate for that as well. So you can put in the height, and then it will automatically deduct from here, so the track height remains the same. Then two other very important dimensions is the thickness of your module. So that's the thickness of the skeleton, excluding the baseboard, excluding the foam, and this height of the light fascia. Because some people like a sleek light fascia design, and some people want more height. It also depends if you have LED strips or traditional spotlights, because they might need more height to conceal them. So now we have some other smart features built in. Let me just demonstrate with this ruler. One of them is the toe distance. So as you see, the leg is dented in from the front of the module. So this is done so you have some foot room, so you don't bump your toes into the leg all the time. And also I find it looks a bit nicer if the curtain is a bit behind the front of the module, just to draw the attention to the module itself and the scenery, and not to the legs and everything that's happening down below. So this is the toe space. The same is up here, there's an air gap. I put a little bit of air gap in the module in this example. So you see there's a little bit of space here, because you don't want to, every time you bend forward, bump your head onto that. I'm quite tall, so I will do that. For shorter people, they might not mind, and they might not have any air gap at all. Then of course there is the module depth. That is just the total depth of the module as such. And the depth of the backboard here is adjustable as well. As you might already have a backboard, or you want a thinner design or different material, that's all possible. Not everything has to be made out of plywood. So in the design, we have a few options. Let's just go over it. One of the options is the light fascia. This can be removed completely, not only the light board, but also these supporting arms, and then the arms here would be a little bit lower as well, as you don't need them anymore. Secondly, if you don't want a backdrop, that can be removed as well. Then the supporting arms would be all the way down here. You won't see them at all. And then you can use them as actually as a show model and train shows, or you can paint your wall if you have a background that way. Or if you have a unit that will stand in as an island, you can do that as well. Other features such as the toe room here, toe space, and the head space, as said, are completely optional. You can just align the legs to the front if you want, or you can have them even a bit more skinny if you want. Wouldn't go too far, because you will then end up with a little bit less stable system, but it's all completely optional. So part of the cleverness of the design is that it's made all from plywood, and it's made from mostly 3 dimensions, other than the big surfaces like the top and the dust cap and the back wall. It's all mostly made out of planks. And planks, there's only 3 dimensions of planks. The most obvious and first one you see here is this width right here, 5 centimeters in my case. It's about 2 inches. So it's here, it's double. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This one has the same dimension, and this one has the same dimension. So the big advantage is that you just take your sheet of plywood, so you just cut a lot of strips in this 5 centimeter dimension, and then you cut them all to the right length, because this one is shorter than this one, and these are a bit shorter. This one have a different length, but that's not that difficult to cut that. Or you can just give everything to a local hardware store and they will cut it for you. But that's all that's in it. It's meant to be easy to design, easy to make, and easy to build. So now you know all the advantages and how it works. Let's have a look at the tool itself. It's a easy 4-step tool. The first step is just to read with some information, and the second step is where you fill in all the configurable dimensions, as we went through earlier. And then part 3 gives you all the parts and pieces in the correct measurement and everything you need to build your design. According to the number of legs you want, the number of modules, and the options, yes or no, it will all be shown in this easy list. So this list you give to the DIY store, and they cut all the wood for you. Step 4 is a how-to on how to actually build it. So what to glue first, what to look out for, how would you cut which pieces, etc., etc. It's very easy. There is also a video included This guides you through all the documentation and goes step by step through each line, each item, each piece, each part. What is the dimension and what are the implications into the design? And then there are the supporting images, just to give you an overview of what you're looking at and what the pieces are called so you can find it. So now you're probably wondering, how can I get the tool and get started? Well, it's very easy. It's mentioned in the description down below. I'm asking 10 US dollars for this tool as a token of your appreciation and for the time and effort I have put in it so far. Furthermore, I'm very committed to ensure that you get the most out of the tool, so if you have any questions, I will be here in the email to support you. So that's all for now. I'm going to continue on the design of my own layout using this tool as well. More on that in the upcoming videos. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you want to see more content just like this. Thank you very much. Bye bye.